what I love the most about the Lakers right now, and I remind you, it did take the Heat a year to figure it out, they're all starting to ignite around this younger Kobe. What's he calling himself, Vino now?
Vino, yeah.
I don't like the nickname, but I like the analogy because he is getting better like wine with age.
Yeah.
But Stephen A., all of a sudden last night, the planet started to align around Kobe. Nash had 10 assists. Dwight got his 15 rebounds. Yeah. Metta on cue in the fourth quarter hit 2 big threes. All of a sudden, here come Kerry champions Lakers.
Here they come.
And I like them.
I like it.
Yeah.
Wisdom.
I don't dislike them. And I'll throw D'Antoni in there for some credit just for moving out the way. What I will say to you is that I don't know whether it's Tim Grover. I don't know whether it's Kobe. I don't know. 17th year in the NBA, and somehow you look like you're faster. You look quicker. It's unreal what I'm seeing right now from him and how he's been able to stay healthy. He's averaging 38 minutes a game. You would think that, you know, he wouldn't be asked to play that amount of minutes, but he recognizes the arduous task ahead of him. He understands that Jim Buss doesn't have his best interest at heart because it's not like, you know, you're going to sit there and surround him with the personnel and make sure you protect him from having to put forth such minutes. They're clearly not thinking about him and his health and his well-being as much as they should. Otherwise, they wouldn't have him playing those minutes. But they're trying to make the postseason, and you got to do what you got to do. Where I find it interesting, and do I think they can keep it up? Sure, because I looked at Harden and the Houston Rockets run roughshod over the Dallas Mavs last night. That was just an explosion in the second half. And they obliterated the Mavericks.
Parsons guy? Yes. What happened to him? Wait, he got 32?
Duke can play.
Like 12 out of 13?
Duke can play.
Who is that guy?
Big deal.
But then that leaves you with Utah. You're the Lakers. You're 2 games back. Around March 18th, when the Lakers play the Phoenix Suns, that'll be about 8 games from now. I expect the Lakers to be a couple of games over 500 at the very least at that particular juncture. They got a couple of games against OKC in the process. I think they'll lose at least one.
Tuesday night.
And Tuesday night. Oh, that's a loss. That's a loss coming up. They're not beating Oklahoma City.
Now I give them a shot.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Not in Oklahoma City. When they come back to LA, maybe, but they ain't winning Tuesday night. But I look at Utah. You've got Cleveland on the schedule. This is at Cleveland. These are road games. This is at Cleveland. This is at Chicago. I think that's a loss. This is at the New York Knicks. I think that's a loss. Yeah, you got Detroit. They at Oklahoma City. Then they play Memphis and the Knicks again and the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. I think around that time, around the same time between March 18th and March 22nd, I think that's around the time when we'll learn whether the Lakers are going to the playoffs or not. Because right around that time, you should have caught the Utah Jazz. Based on the Lakers' schedule compared to Utah's schedule. If you don't catch them around that time, the Lakers might not make the playoffs.
I want you to realize what you're doing. You are raising doubts about Kobe Bean Bryant. That's what you're doing. You're looking down the schedule and you're saying, that could be a loss. That could be, oh, they're going to lose that game in Chicago. They're going to lose the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're betting against Kobe Bryant in all those games?
No, you have to remember, I told you from day one, before this season even began, that the Lakers will get to the playoffs and lose in the first round. That has been my position all along, and I contend that that is still the case. There is nothing that's happening with the Lakers this season that comes as a surprise to me. Now, the Mike Brown firing threw me off because I didn't think he deserved that early, all right? But I had no problem with it because I was told immediately, like within the hour of his dismissal, that it was because they were coming to get Phil. So, obviously, if you have a chance to get Phil Jackson back, I'm not going to complain about Mike Brown being gone, even though I respect him.
You were told inaccurately.
Well, I don't say inaccurate because they did go and meet with Phil. Phil was under the belief that the job was his, and he had until Monday to make that decision. And then that Sunday night before the Monday, they blindsided him by hiring Mike D'Antoni. I was not told to
sure they didn't just pay lip service to Phil?
No. Well, again, that could be Jim Buss. But I'm telling you, the belief was that Phil was going to come back. And my information was absolutely correct on that point. It's just that Jim Buss said, oh, you know, we're going in a different direction. And we're going to go with Mike D'Antoni. And look at how that's turning out because anybody in their grandmama knows that Phil Jackson is a better option than Mike D'Antoni. No disrespect. Even now with Dwight Howard, let me tell you some other news. Dwight Howard's preference not only was to have Phil, it is still to have Phil. Meaning that in the event, I mean that in the event that may play a role in the decision to stay elite.
I get it.
So all of that's relevant. So stay tuned because that story's not going anywhere. I'm simply saying in the end, though, you look at Utah's schedule compared to the Lakers' schedule. from now to about March 18th to March 22nd, we should know.
That'll be
more.
solidified.
There you go, to me.
Okay.
I'll be on record right now, and I hope this doesn't put my Spurs in the crossfire, but if the Lakers do make the playoffs, even if they're in the 8th seed, I would not want to mess with them in the first round.
Okay.
Sorry.
I like it.
So if they do, they're going to be on some kind of a roll to get that far. They will be coming together. So I wouldn't mess with them. If Kobe's playing like he did last night and he can keep that up.
Playoff basketball slows down. And when it slows down, you have to know how to utilize your bigs.
Okay.
And since D'Antoni is allergic to that, and Dwight Howard is averse to hitting free throws, I'm not concerned at all. No disrespect to the Black Mamba, my man.
Yeah.
But you're going home in the first round.
You don't think so? You think if they make it to the first round, they may go further? You don't want to go on a
Who are they playing?
Don't matter.
Don't matter.
You're not beating Memphis. You're not beating Oklahoma City. You're not beating San Antonio. You're not beating the Clippers.
Okay, you're on record. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Vino?